Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans in 1977. It's Friday night, and you know what that means. It's time for the SmackDown Event Center Wrestling Report. And now, here's your host of the Event Center Wrestling Reports of SmackDown, now a 3-hour show on the USA Network, Mr. Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, episode number 1951 of the show. And it is SmackDown time, so to speak. SmackDown was over just a few minutes ago. I accidentally pressed the wrong button. I had to reset my computer and all that, so I do apologize. At the time, I want to get this video over with, so that way I can get the other video up. And I know we're having a little bit of snow tomorrow, mostly a coating to an inch. But that's no big deal. So that's totally no big deal, and kind of looking forward to tomorrow. Will be I did not want to announce this because I figured my job is changing, and my job is changing only just a slight, a couple of changes. One is this will be my final time working outside tomorrow. After that, this coming Monday, I'll be working inside from 7 o'clock until 11 in the morning. That's right, 7 in the morning till 11 in the morning. It's basically going to be the table setter, so to speak, for the inside job. Make sure that everybody has what they need and everything else. Make it easier when the mall opens up. And once that happens, and I can go. So it's still 7 to 11. It's still the morning hours, and I still have a lot of time in the afternoon. Just and all that good stuff. So so I figured, but I told my parents this, and they were pleased as punch. So that's where it is right now. So I don't have to worry about shoveling snow and all that good stuff. But it'll be totally awesome. So, are we going to go talk about what's going on SmackDown? Let's do it. Paul Heyman kicks off SmackDown, addresses the Portland crowd, which my good friend Brandon Martin was there, enjoying the event, and he asked for Cody Rhodes to come out, and so Rhodes comes out. Heyman says you have to respect the Roman Reigns. And he says that he wants his title back, but in order for him to get the belt back, he'll have to enter the Royal Rumble, and that's what he's going to do. Kevin Owens interrupts Rhodes and Heyman, starts running his mouth as usual. And then Rhodes, Kevin Owens said a couple of things that got Rhodes' dander up, and heads up to the crowd and starts brawling with Kevin Owens. And security's trying to separate those two. Meanwhile, Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga were in the ring stalking Heyman, and then Jimmy Uso fights off Fatu and Tonga during the matchup, and then Cody Rhodes comes back. Cody Rhodes comes back and helps out Uso, and after he's done brawling with KO, and Nick Aldis and security come out, and they decided to kick out Fatu and Tonga. But then Fatu pushed a couple of securities down, starts running his mouth. LA Knight, of all people, he's got a title match against Shinsuke Nakamura, grabs him and throws him out physically. I was like, what the heck was he thinking? I really don't know. So there's that. The Women's United States title was up first on the line. Chelsea Green and Michin in a rematch. Went up against Michin in a rematch from Saturday night's main event. Piper Niven got involved, and Chelsea Green took advantage. When Michin went to go do a crossbody, Chelsea Green carried that momentum and grabbed the tights of Michin and ended up pinning her 1-2-3 to retain her title. And then Piper Niven proceeded to attack Michin after the matchup. This might be a feud over the United States title, but more women need to go after it. Meanwhile, Los Garza, Mercy Machine Guns are pretty deadly. We're talking to McDonald, all this arguing about who should be the number one contender for the tag team titles held by DIY. A-Town Down Under, they're starting to interrupt them and running their mouths. And Nick Aldis goes, you know what? I got a solution. I'm going to make matches tonight. Los Garza, you got Pretty Deadly. Motor City Machine Guns, you got A-Town Down Under. Prove to me that you want the belts. Prove to me you want to be champions. So the first tag match, Los Garza versus Pretty Deadly. Now, Pretty Deadly tried to cheat their way to winning the matchup, but they forgot to factor in Elektra Lopez and Santos Escobar. Elektra Lopez distracts the referee. Santos gets involved. Los Garza took advantage, and Los Garza ended up winning the match. The men's United States title was next. Shinsuke Nakamura went against LA Knight. And both of these men had a great matchup. Near falls, kickouts, and all that. And LA Knight hit the blunt force trauma. Went to go for the free count. And then Fatu and Tonga came back through the arena somehow and attacked Knight, giving Knight the win by disqualification. And then Jimmy Uso and Cody Rhodes came back out, fought against Fatu and Tonga. And Rhodes and Nick Aldis wants them kicked out again, along with security, and then Rhodes says, no. How about this? We have a tag match tonight. Me and Jimmy Uso versus those two. And Nick Aldis goes, you know what? You got it. So, and then you get the Motor City Machine Guns and A-Town Down Under going at it. Heck of a match between two former tag team champions. And the Motor City Machine Guns ended up winning the matchup with the Skull and Bones. The DIY was watching the match and were not very happy. Pretty Deadly was talking to them and said, hey, we'll still make sure that you guys get your shot. You can trust us. Even Tommaso Ciampa didn't want to. But Johnny Gargano goes, we got you. And then Apollo Crews talks to Pretty Deadly and he goes, don't believe a word they're saying. Because you're not going for the belts. And they go, yeah, thanks for the advice. And then Candice LeRae was talking to Nia Jax, and Candice LeRae tried to explain, and Nia Jax goes, you know what? I wonder what she's going to say. You know what? I'm going to congratulate her. So, Byron Saxon is in the ring with Tiffany Stratton, interviewing her as she won the women's title, and then she addressed the Portland crowd until Nia Jax interrupts Tiffany Stratton, calling her an ingrate and ungrateful and all that. And then Bayley interrupts both ladies and says, you know what? If anybody's going to take that title off her, it will be me. But then Naomi and Bianca Belair interrupt the three ladies. And Naomi says, you know what? If it had not been for Tiffany, I would have been the champion, a double champion. And so all three women are arguing, and they start brawling. And then Tiffany Stratton just slid out of the ring, like the smart little lady that she is, ended up hitting the prettiest movesaw ever on them. Nick Aldis comes out saying, you know what? Let's make it a fatal four-way number one contenders match. And that match will happen right now. So, Nia Jax, Naomi, Bayley, and Bianca Belair in a fatal four-way. Candice LeRae comes out to show up at ringside to help out Nia Jax. But Bayley ended up picking up the victory over everybody, and she's now the number one contender to the championship. And then Jimmy Uso is talking to Cody Rhodes and saying, listen, your cousin and I knew this was going to happen, he says. Don't worry about it. I think we got our tag match tonight. So there's that. And Carmelo Hayes interrupts Jimmy Uso. Carmelo Hayes starts talking a little smack to Jey Uso. He said, what's that thing you say, Carmelo don't miss? And then he goes, you, and walks away. So Carmelo Hayes versus Jimmy Uso, that'll be a heck of a matchup. And Byron Saxton interviewed Bayley, and in fact informed Bayley that next week will be her title shot. And Bayley, he says, this is why I worked hard, and I will I will use that opportunity for next week. And Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga addresses Rhodes and Uso before the matchup. The main event, Cody Rhodes, Jimmy Uso, Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga went one-on-one. Kevin Owens gets involved during the matchup. And brawls with Cody Rhodes to the back. Let Jimmy Uso defend for himself against the former New Bloodline members, Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga. Fatu ended up picking up victory via moonsault. And then Rhodes and KO continue to brawl in the back. After the matchup, they were brawling near the production area with the production equipment, and they both went through a table. So 2 matches happening next week. The women's title on the line, Tiffany Stratton versus Bayley, and Los Garza will go in a tag match against the Motor City Machine Guns. Here's my question: where are the Street Profits in all this? We'll find out as we go along. Well, that's all the time we have on the show. Episode number 1951, 49 episodes. Tomorrow we got Card Sharks, money cards, ladies and gentlemen. So until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode. This is your announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, do it for Bob Saget Productions, and in association with a Raven Bofa Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching today's episode. Tune in next time for another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Goodbye for now.